Welcome to the Lone Machinist podcast, where it's just you, your machines, and your workshop. What's going on today, Curt?
Today, I'm going to talk about messing around with Home Assistant cameras, how the Siemens oscilloscope is pure magic, and more incantations about lathes and guide bushing lathes and all that nonsense. How about you? What you got going on this week?
So this week I got a lathe, using a drill as a face grooving tool, and yeah, made a vacuum chuck for my anchor point. So yeah, let's dive into
Ooh.
it. How are you doing this fine day, Curt?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing on this lovely evening for you?
Yeah, winter is back. It's fucking cold.
Ah, that's why the sweater's on. Okay, this
Yes,
makes
no,
sense.
like I'm literally wearing two shirts under it. I mean, freaking ice cold all day. It's horrible.
Do you have pants on?
I
Or
have
long
short pants
pants?
on.
Sorry.
No, have you said
Yeah.
that's against the company dress
See,
code. Um,
it's not that cold then.
no, flippin' Goodway got delivered, and
Mhm.
we built a tent around it, and we did that all in the sun and got a little sunburnt, and then it's rained every day since.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
So yeah, like it was yesterday. Sunny in the morning, start pressure washing parts. Next thing, raining, then sunny, then raining, then sunny through the whole day, just on off, on off. So I was literally pressure
Nice.
washing stuff in the rain. I'm like, man, I'm getting wet anyway. Um, Trying to get the brass shavings out of that bloody machine because they react with the coolant and then like just ew. Got
Oh,
it
yeah, they're all
mostly
gooey. Yeah.
de-ewed on the covers we pulled off. Now I'm waiting for coolant killy stuff, and then I'm gonna wash down the actual machine with a little 10 bar 12 volt pressure washer with coolant so that it won't flash rust. And
Mm.
then as soon as that's clean, I can then start cycling the coolant and get that pumped out this week. And yeah, we're making progress.
It looks like way more compact than I like it. It's a cute little lathe. Like
It's
it's
super tiny. Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
so overall length. It's about 400 millimeters shorter than Bertha and about 200
Mhm.
millimeters shallower. A little bit taller, but
Okay.
that's neither here nor there. But boxways, it moves nicely. Yeah, I had to modify the servo mounts and all that over the weekend because
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, some smart dick redesigned the servo mounts, and then oh shit, pulled the servo mounts off the machine those too. So that's all. That's all. But no, that's what I'm actually printing right now. Is the little gland to seal the cables into the little blue box I made. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
plugs um, on my servos, I wouldn't call them waterproof. I wouldn't call them anything proof. These freaking things. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I printed on the servo mount. I added 6 holes, and I made a big PTG print that encloses the servo motor with the joints in it, and then from there it'll go out of a TPU gland with some silicon just to stop ingress of water. There are drain holes on the bottom of coolant. There's drain holes on the bottom, so if stuff gets in, it can get out. Just to try and improve longevity. I was a little concerned
Yeah.
about heat, but then I have a giant aluminium block that will act as a heatsink. So
Yeah, yeah. I
not
think you'll be all
such
right in
a
that regard.
yeah. No, I think we'll be fine. So yeah, I want to start getting electronics into the machine, but I need to clean it first, and I did not get a chance. I think I left the shop today for like 40 minutes to quickly go to buy some bolts and some spray paint so I can paint the user interface, which is also here. That arrived today. Well,
Mhm.
they got fetched by
Mm.
my wife today. So I have the user interface. It's cold as hell, so I'm waiting for the heat. Then I'm going to paint it. Then that's 2 or 3 days that I got to wait for it to dry because it's the Rust-Oleum
Mm.
hammered stuff. And if you don't let it dry, it's horrible. But once it's dry, you can't get it off. So
Nice.
yeah, no, that stuff's vicious. But you've got to let it dry for 2 days. So I'm going to let it dry in the sun for 2 days, and then I will have my user interface. And while that dries, I can mark the stainless steel plate for the buttons, for the user interface buttons. I went full on from the beginning stainless plate, not
Ooh.
MDF.
So now you can wail on the e-stop
Yes, and
and not
so I'm
blow it through the
going,
panel.
yeah, and not push it through the
Yeah.
panel. But yeah,
Yeah.
what's going on? What's
Sick.
been going on in your world?
Oh man, a million things. Those giant. I say giant, but they're not giant in the world of those mist collectors. Showed up just like one night. Some guy shows up at my doorstop, and I'm like, "What are you here for?" And he's just like rolling this box down my sidewalk. And I'm like, I'm like, oh no, those are my mist collectors. So thankfully, thankfully they're boxed up really well, so they're fine. But they're built like tanks. I don't know how
Yeah,
they're gonna work, so I gotta mess around
those
with
are
getting those
the
wired up.
the filter mist units.
Filter mist slash royal slash
So
yeah, they're
the
branded
baby
by a
ones, little dinky ones.
yeah, they're like I think I got like the S800s or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
think it's smaller
whatever
ones. Yeah, they had one at
eight
Machine
ten
Tool
it.
Africa. I know the local agents. So I went and had a chat to him at his booth, and they had a thing where they were filling. They had like a clear chamber with one of those little ultrasonic foggers. They'd fill the whole
Oh
thing with
yeah,
fog, and then you push the button and it would turn on and zoop, suck it clean. It
that's
was
cool.
really, yeah, really interesting. And then it spins it out and drops it back into the tank, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on them. Some people are like they're horrible, they're useless, and some people are like they're great. But then there's also like people that are running the cheap filters and probably getting. And
Yeah,
then there's like the filter I bought for is like $1,000, so because it's for the my oil lathe,
oil, yeah,
and I want to make it sub-micron filtration. So hopefully it is supposed to get the smoke out. It's built for Swiss, so we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, then I'm just cleaning the air a little bit more before I pump it outside. So
yeah. There
whatever,
we go.
like
Saving the
it'll
planet.
still work. I'm saving the planet exactly.
There we go.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Just messed
Did
around,
you?
just a bit feeling things.
Yeah. I didn't
Shoot.
get feedback from the guy on the price on those box turning heads.
Oh, those
I have.
giant ones.
They're not giant, dude. They're like this big. They're small. They're
Oh,
super
okay.
cute.
They look like about
There
like
was there was one or two big ones, but there was a
huge.
pretty small one. I'm like, I should convince Curt to just build a OD turning machine that just box turns his bar to size. Put a full length in servo on there and just feed it through.
I'm getting to that. Like I found way more examples of like guys using like guide bushings on a manual lathe,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh. So I think I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Well, if you want a
Not
box turning
right now,
attachment,
but
I know a guy. It's probably going to be like $100.
I can get all those like those kind of old those I think they're like Boyan something or whatever. They're like 100 years old. I can get those everywhere. They're on eBay
Okay.
everywhere. I'm trying to
Easy
find the
enough.
nice ones that like auto
Yeah, I
disengage
wasn't
and
sure if this one, there was something that looked like it was a lever to disengage, but I didn't play with it too
mm,
much. I was busy prepping
yeah.
the good way to move instead.
Yeah, no fair. Well, and I mean,
Going,
I did a bunch of timing. Like I timed how much the CNC lathe is running and how much the manual lathe is running. And I'm like, well, honestly, I'm like, it still sucks to do this on the manual lathe, but I'm like, if I could, I'll be so much time ahead as opposed to like, because my lathe kind of gets swamped with work. So I was like,
yeah,
I could make a lot of cash in the next few months just doing this manually for a while and get myself a good down payment for whatever something else. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll probably go down the guide bushing rabbit hole just because I kind of want to as well. So
Yes,
like
definitely. Yeah, I know. Like, I get it. You want to go that route. You enjoy the fun side of things, of making a
yeah, well
solution.
like and then I've been talking to like a bunch of like Swiss guys. Actually, Ian at Shown Designs, super nice dude. He just like lets me call him on his phone, and we chatted for like 45 minutes about Swiss.
Nice.
And he basically, it didn't scare me away from used machines, but he told me some aspects of used machines where he's like, I know what you're gonna do with it. He's like, I know what you're gonna try to do. He's like, and this is the same issue I'm having because he's doing the same kind of shit, like crazy intricate patterns.
Yeah,
It's just like he's like, you have to integrate. You have to realize like bar feeders can cause you a lot of freaking headache. Because I was under the assumption that a bar feeder like pushes the stock into obviously it loads bars, but like I was assuming it pushes it into the spindle and then it just kind of like maintains tension on the end of the bar and then stabilizes it, obviously.
yeah.
But it's chasing it with a servo. So whatever movement the
Oh,
headstock has, the bar feeder's also moving. But the problem is it's a servo on like a gear cog because it's like 20 feet long typically.
yeah,
So he's like, if you're trying to move like a thou, he's like, you might get like a bar feeder motor alarm of like, oh, I can't do that. Like I can't move insignificantly and it throws an error. And he's like, you'll drive yourself nuts with that kind of stuff. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is a
oh,
point because I'm
interesting.
sure like there's ways around it, but I mean he has a bunch of older machines too,
Yeah,
so there's issues. So,
interesting.
anyways, it just kind of scared me away from older machines and
Well, did
yeah,
you see
I don't
that link I sent you?
know.
Could you open
What
it?
one?
The one for
Probably,
the
but my
$10 Swiss that I
oh
sent you on
yeah yeah
Friday.
yeah
Dude,
yeah
dude, come on.
yeah.
Let me see that thing. Norman was
Dude,
literally in the chat when we spotted that machine.
if I didn't have to like drive across a border and then because it's
Yeah.
local pickup only and it's like 3,000 miles away from me, so it's still
Also,
it's a
Jacob said he'll
trek.
happily fetch it for you.
Oh yeah,
I told because it's
yeah,
right by Jacob. I said, Jacob, just bid on it. Maybe you'll win it. You just don't pick it up, and they'll sell it, and you'll make another $1,000, like you did with
yeah,
the
no
Kitamura.
kidding. Yeah, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're looking at
Oh,
machines on Friday night on the Taps and Patience hangout.
nice.
Yeah,
So,
that's.
tell me how you got scammed.
So before we discuss how I got scammed, this is a call for anyone who wants to fund my new endeavor. I want to go fetch a rock and throw it at this planet and get rid of humans in general because I don't like any of them. We can all just fucking die. Um, so when the Goodway got delivered, it got delivered with a nice 140 kilogram transformer. So 15 kVA step down transformer. I'm like, sweet, list it on Marketplace. So I list it on Marketplace, get a message from a guy I know he's interested. I'm like, sweet. So we chat, I check out his profile. Looks legit. It looks like he runs a fruit and veg like farm or whatever. So I'm like, okay, obviously needs it for his machinery. And he's like, can you drop it off? Yeah, no problem. Arrange drop off. Sends me a proof of payment. I'm like, yeah, that looks fine. There's no fucking major typos or anything. We drop it off. We're leaving there. We're driving. We must be about half an hour away. And I get another proof of payment for another amount. I'm like, oh, I've just been scammed. Then he phones me. Oh, no, sorry. My wife paid you by mistake instead of our driver, but our account's maxed out now. Can you just transfer? And I'm like, till the money's in my account, you can go get off a bridge. Like, no. And then a few hours later, get a phone call. No, it's the driver. He's stuck. He doesn't have diesel. I'm like, I don't care. Trying to get money out of me to bring my transformer back. I'm like, dude, until there's money in my account, just fuck off and die. At this point, I've lost my transformer. I'm not losing anything else. So yeah, basically, they sent a fraudulent proof of payment through and looked legit, assumed the best in humanity, which I really shouldn't fucking do. People suck and can go die. Um, and then sends another fraudulent one through, and then he's like, "Oh, just transfer me that money." I'm like, "Fuck off!" No, no. As soon as I saw it
Hmm.
come through, I'm like, fuck, I've been scammed." Maybe I
Oh,
haven't, but I have. The money's not in my fucking account, so I'm short of $400 in scrap. Never mind what I was
oh,
trying to sell the transformer for. So yeah,
yeah.
a little bit annoyed and want to go fetch a rock and just throw it at fucking humanity and just take the scourge off the planet. Um, yeah, I was a little bit pissed on Friday with that one because it took us an hour to go drop it off because fucking go off to pay for delivery and charge them extra like fucking $20, $25, whatever it was, and then yeah, fucking got scammed. That's what I get
Oh,
for trusting in humanity. So now humanity can go die. So
yeah.
yeah, I was a little annoyed. Like it is what it is. I wasn't budgeting on selling that transformer. I actually didn't know there was a transformer until like a week ago. But still a little bit pissed that got shortchanged out of like $400 in scrap. I was selling it for like $600. So
Mm.
yeah, a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But
That
very
sucks.
interesting the way that syndicate runs because it's obviously a syndicate. Because I got phoned by an Indian guy. Um, no, he's in another province. So can I drop it off with one of his workers? Gave me an address, went there, dropped it off with his work. Like worker wants to see it. Like he wants his worker to confirm it actually exists. So I'm like, yeah, no
Hmm.
worries. Confirm. No, here's your proof of payment. Sweet. Fucking take the thing. I trust that I'm not like. It seemed legit. And then when I got
Hmm.
that second proof of payment, he's like, oh no, sorry, my wife, and now it's from another number that he phoned. No, my wife made the
Mm.
payment by mistake. I'm like, that's nice. Till that money's in my account, it's fuck all is going out. So yeah, I was a bit irked. And then a third number for the driver that's allegedly stuck somewhere with no diesel. I'm like, I literally don't give a fuck. Speak to
Yeah.
your mates.
Oh.
Like this is not my problem. So anyway, it was annoying and has ruined my faith in humanity even more.
Yeah.
Because at this
Well,
point, humanity's on a downward spiral.
it can seem like that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, humanity's a bit dumb these days. But anyway, on a more positive note, trying to figure why there's a thing called modifications on the good way in my list of things.
I, I don't
I'm
know. I think
assuming,
you wrote them.
yeah, I did. I'm assuming it's modifying the servo mounts. I've
Oh
actually
yeah,
got
fair.
the parts catcher's bearing here. I thought this was a block with a linear bearing in. No,
Yeah.
it's a freaking bush in here, and I don't know what material it is. It was seized on the
Oh.
shaft, and I'm like, do I just polish the fucking shaft, buy some Argus bushes, and push Argus in here? This is, I mean, it's a stainless part. I'll remake it out of aluminium. I'm not going to make it out of stainless
Right.
one. Or do I just try and clean it? Like, the seals are gone. I'm gonna have to print new seals or do something.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm toying with what to do on the parts catcher because I do actually want to use it. So I'm half tempted to just make whole new blocks and just I've got some Argus material from IMTS. Just press those in,
Yeah.
or buy a set of
I'd probably go
Argus
that. Yeah.
bushes. Yeah, just buy a set of
Yeah.
Argus bushes. Press them in
For
and be
what it
done
is,
with
if
it.
it's just a catcher, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's sliding on a linear shaft that's a little fucking shot, but I mean, a little bit of steel wool is going to fix that. I
Yeah.
think the issue is they were running brass, and brass got in there, and then it just sat, and that's caused a bit of an issue. So yeah, I want to run that. That's also getting its own digital input on the controller, so
Mm-hmm.
that I know it is parked. I don't assume it is parked because if you assume it's parked, you slam your tooling blocks through it. So there will be
Yeah.
no assumptions there. I don't know if I mentioned last week. Uh, yeah, the good way. It has gang blocks. I found the gang blocks on the table next to the good way, and I got
Oh,
them
nice.
thrown into the
Okay.
deal. Yeah. Only problem, they're 32 millimeter boring bar holders, and everything I have is 25 and under. So now I've got to buy reducers. But
Yeah.
not going to complain. I've got two round holders and two 20 millimeter square holders.
Nice.
So
That
that
helps.
at
Yeah.
least gets me going. My
Yeah.
collar chuck nose went to heat treat today, so
Mm.
that I'll get back later this week, and then hopefully by then the machine will be running. Because guess what? When you run a 4 kilowatt VFD on a 10 meter extension cord, you get low voltage alarms when you try to spin the spindle.
You just need a bigger extension cord. That's all you need.
Exactly. I've got the cable for the machine on order, so when that comes in, I'll just run the cable outside instead. So basically, where
Mm.
the machine's sitting now is roughly the same distance to where it will be in the workshop from the DB board I'm going to use. So I can
Oh,
just
okay.
run the cable out there for now to play with the machine and test my hypothesis on the spindle spinning. But I'm fairly confident that I can make that work.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I still need to get all the EMI filtering. There's a few odds and ends, but as it stands, today's the 20th. Bertha leaves in 10 days' time. Bertha is leaving the workshop, which means 9 days' time, I have to decommission Bertha. Um, the Goodway moves in on the 30th, and Cole's lathe lands in my driveway on the 31st
Okay.
for the next
Yeah. So.
retrofit. And the problem there is
Jamie's.
we can't get like proper access to the machine to pre-order servos or pre-order VFDs or any of that shit. It's got to hit our driveway, get stripped, so we can see what we need before we can order. So it's going to sit there for like a month.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's fine. I've got a giant tent.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
mostly waterproof. Like my mother-in-law's not super impressed with me, but it's
Yeah.
also
Weird. I don't know why.
yeah, no idea why. But yeah, we found a machine for Cole, which is quite cool. Trying to find him a good tool post is a bit of a challenge.
Nice. Yeah. Come on down to Jamie's Retrofit Emporium, where we have all the lathes you'll ever need.
Yeah, flip. We've got a pile of lathes at this point. But yeah, I'm very excited to get the good way into the shop and actually running. Like, it's going to be a fun little lathe. And you can
Yeah.
also adjust the center height on the gang blocks. They're really
Oh,
cool. So they
sick.
drop in. They've effectively got a vertical dovetail, and then the blocks go on the side, and you can
Ah.
set your center height. It doesn't have any decent adjustment, but you can fuck with it.
Yeah.
So you can adjust your effectively your Y. X is
Yeah.
on your x-axis. So yeah, I'm kind
Right.
of excited to play with those and see
Oh, that's cool.
how well they work. Because my plan is to just leave my parting tool all the way at the end, leave a boring ball all the way this end, and then any creative shit in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's at least that is the theory. We will see how the theory works in practice.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited to see that little thing go. Yeah, it looks stout. It looks like it'll be a good
It
machine
is
for you.
robust as fuck. Like it's properly like the ways are still like in mint condition. The ball screws feel great. So yeah, I'm
Perfect.
pretty happy. And then yeah, I machined all the couplings out. So yeah, it's literally now just a case of I need to wash it so I can start putting stuff on, because I obviously
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
put the new motors in until I've washed the years and years of shit out of the machine, because it looks like, I don't know if they stole parts or if fucking what happened. There's a fitting missing for the grease system or the
Ooh,
oil system, and the oil's just been pooling. So I've got to clean that off. So I want to use coolant to do that, because the coolant I have has got a built-in detergent, so it'll actually melt the stuff and actually clean as we go, and it can just wash down
nice.
into the tank, and then I can pump the tank out, poison everything in it, rinse it out again, then rinse it out again, and then maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
Nice.
found a spot to put a skimmer as well, which is nice. I wasn't sure if I was going to find a spot. Uh,
Nice.
Also, the Nook are a bunch of numpties, and they use the same cable for everything. I cannot find the pinout for the Fanuc encoder. Oh, sorry,
Nice.
I found the pinouts, but not to that plug. So I know that what the pins coming out are, but what fucking pin they're on is, I'm gonna have to open it and see. A bit annoying, but yeah, I will try and reuse their cable because it's a really nice cable. Um,
Yeah.
Either that, or I'm gonna pull it off and I'm gonna put an Ethernet jack, because I actually have an Ethernet port on my breakout boards for running your encoder. So it comes up in twisted pairs, ground and each
Mm-hmm.
signal into an Ethernet port that isn't an Ethernet port. That's just a connector. So I might do that.
Sick. Cool.
So now the
Cool,
most
cool.
important thing, Curt,
Yeah,
is the
man.
fourth fixed.
The fourth is fixed, and I have no godly reason why. I I,
Ah,
I have
yes.
no idea
Okay.
what's going on.
So I saw your story. I saw your stories through the week, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's now fixed. It got
it's
scared
fixed.
because
Like,
we were poking at it.
well, I will say I am blown away. So I didn't know the Siemens had a full, like, under their setting. There's a trace
No.
function, which is a oscilloscope, built-in
Yeah.
oscilloscope, and it's like a 16 channel oscilloscope, and you can log for like whatever you can log to like external storage. So if you have a giant card and you put it in there, you want to log for like you probably log for hours, and like
Yeah.
you can track temperatures. You like whatever is on the machine can be tracked. It's insane. Every machine should have this. I will never buy a CNC machine that doesn't have this kind of function.
So what I'm
It
hearing
is
is Hardenhan or Siemens is the only option now.
Heidenhain, Siemens. Yeah, that's basically all I'm going to buy, because like you could troubleshoot anything. Like if you have a servo that's sticking, you can watch the current of every phase if you want. You could watch the stall current. Like you could watch anything over long periods of time
Okay,
as you're running code.
we're gonna need to check, because I need to figure out how to get to this menu, because I want to see what temperature monitoring there is in my machine,
Yeah,
because
yeah, you go.
I know my machine stretches during the day. The column.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could log your temperatures, and you can log like frequency. So like I'm logging at whatever, like 10 milliseconds, but you could log at like a second or 10 seconds. And yeah, anyways, crazy valuable. I see why the big important machines do this, because it's fantastic for like looking just,
Yeah,
so
for
I could
diagnosing.
watch the totally. So I could watch the code run, and I could watch like the lag error of the servos, and I could watch the actual position of the encoders reporting compared to like the position that is telling it to move. And
Yeah.
it all basically showed that it should be fine. So I kept just like I changed one thing and I would test it, and I would change one thing and I would test it, and I change one thing and I would test it, and I wasn't really getting
Change things
anywhere.
in your code, not on the machine.
No, yeah, yeah, change things in my code. Like, yeah, I change the tool to be a sharper tool, and then I changed the feed rate, and then I changed the type of cycle smoothing I was using, and then, anyways, and I was just getting nowhere. Like, nothing was really all that much better. And then I went and ran code on like the Saturday, and it was perfect. And I was like, what the hell did I change?
It's
So
because it's
like,
the
I
Sabbath,
went,
so you can
yeah,
only run the
so
machine on Saturdays now.
dude, I hope that's not true, because I got to run it today. I haven't ran it today yet.
That'd be funny as hell.
That would be fucking horrible. Um, the only
Kurt's
thing, so I,
limited production because you can only run on
oh,
Saturdays.
yeah, exactly. So I've like racked my brain for like the last 2 days now, trying to think of what I could have potentially changed and didn't think
Yeah,
about. The only two things, or two or three things, is that cycle A32 smoothing, which, by the way, when you're watching like the
yeah,
oscilloscope,
it makes
makes
a
a
difference. Yeah.
humongous
And I was
difference. It's
watching your
insane.
stories. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite impressive.
So I was pushing the cycle A32 command through Fusion, and The other time, like the time I ran the code and it worked well, I put it on directly from machine. It's just text. It just says cycle
And
832
it's the
bracket, and then
same text, I'm assuming.
it's the exact same text.
Okay.
That's one thing I changed, so potentially that. And the other things are mechanical, which I would, if I had to put money on any of them, I would say that. So my tailstock, I noticed it was slightly binding.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that was causing the axis to wind a little, like to do something funky or like try to overshoot. Um,
That
Potentially
axis
that.
should have way more power than that tailstock
Like,
could add, like
and
friction
I
wise.
I I tested this with like a locked up piece, and it literally just started grinding the titanium.
Yeah.
Like it was two titanium pieces, and it just started like galling them together. Like it's got gobs of torque.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's it. The other thing is I just snugged up. Like I have a fixture that holds the tubes from the inside.
Okay.
If that was slightly loose, it could potentially cause issues. So I checked
Yeah.
that too. But other than that, like I can't figure out what the hell I did wrong or did right. Like
So
I can't get it to cut wrong now. It'll only do it perfect. So I don't know.
shit, I don't have access to my NAS from here. Um. So okay, you enabled the smoothing by going to MDI and enable, or did you on the controller when you edit the code, you added it in the beginning of your code?
Yeah, I plop it in the like there's special functions, click it,
Yeah.
smoothing,
Okay.
boom.
Yeah, but that puts it
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
top of the code.
It does, yeah.
Where's your
Well,
post
I
puts it
I
2 lines down?
I put it in the same place. I put
Oh,
it
did you put
after
it in the
like
same place? Okay.
a tool call. Yeah, right after a tool call, I plopped it in there. I put it in
Yeah.
the exact same place just to rule
Okay.
that out too.
Okay.
And
No, no.
yeah,
Just curious
wasn't
because I
bad.
know mine just sticks it. Or usually puts it at the top. Because I know what my post was saying and what my
Yeah.
machine wanted were not the same, and I modified my post to make them exactly the
Yeah.
same. And I assume you've done the same. That it
Basically,
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
exact
exactly.
same string of text.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because I
that's
only use
because
finishing really. Yeah.
the only thing I could think is where it is putting that in. But if you put it in the same place, it doesn't make any difference.
Well,
Because
and the
my
one,
thought there was maybe you're in inverse time, then you calling this, then Fusion calls the smoothing, and then carries on instead of calling it, then going into inverse time and then running or whatever,
yeah.
or then setting your plane or whatever it is, whatever the lines of code are doing.
Well, then I noticed one more thing, which I think might make it. I have to test it, but some of these things I don't want to test now because I'm like, well, it's working. I just want to run parts.
Don't want to break it.
But I will test it just so I can fix like my brain. Um, I noticed that the tolerance setting in Fusion and the and there's like it's not smoothing because there's a smoothing setting that I turned off in Fusion, but I set them all to like 5/10. 5/10 in Fusion, there's two spots you can set it: tolerance and something else. Tolerance and like path smoothing, but it's not the actual smoothing option.
Yeah,
Anyways, 5/10, and then in the control, the finishing like tolerance is also 5/10, so they all match. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I've noticed I'm like, oh, all those change too, and they all match now, and I'm getting perfect results. So I'm like, I
it
wonder if
could
they're
be. I
happier when they're
wouldn't.
all together. Because then the point positions should
The point
match. The
position should
controller would be
then,
yeah.
yeah, your point positions would then be deviating by 5/10.
Well, and it would like the control would be seeing like the look ahead or not the look ahead, but the path planning in the control should be seeing code that is better optimized for its path planning at that tolerance. So maybe that has
Yes,
something to do
well,
with, but
because your isn't your smoothing how far it can deviate from the modeled line. Your smoothing in
uh
itself. As far as I understand it, that is so. If
yes.
you've got a curve, you can you put points that can deviate by a maximum of, or the line between points is a maximum of
Yeah.
that many tolerances. Um,
Yes. Yeah. There's apparently a lot at play, but that's basically
yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah.
because yeah, 832 is full of magic. Just by the way.
Yeah, and it's like it's not just like smoothing. It's like four different functions that are all playing together. So it's like that's what I started to realize. I'm like, oh shit! Like you could run a bunch of different cycles and get the same results, but 832 kind of just bulks them all together, and it's like, okay, I'll handle it. You just do the other things. It's like, okay, all right. So,
Apparently, Amazon's web services were down today. That's why Fusion was catching the tism.
oh, Fusion uses
Yes.
Amazon Web
So,
Servers. Wild.
well, I don't know. Something on the internet was not right today because I couldn't access files for like 30 or 40 minutes. Also,
Mm.
Live 360 wasn't working. Yeah, I noticed a few things were a little bit funky today. But yeah, Fusion, I literally. No, uh, we'll come back well, we probably won't come back to it, so let me do it now. Anyway, Fusion Cortism wouldn't post a drilling cycle, so I went to reboot Fusion, and then I couldn't access my file for like 40 minutes. It kept saying offline. Then I
Ugh.
tried open the file, then offline, and then online, then offline, then online. Yeah, it was a little infuriating.
Ugh.
Um, it was very infuriating. But yeah, cycle 832 is full of freaking magic. I was running the little dingle dingles I was machining today, and fuck, I was zooming around them, and the machine's just smooth, and it's like stupid
Yeah.
fast, and yeah, I like it. It's on by default now.
Oh yeah, like, and I was watching like all the lag error and everything on the axis just for funsies, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this cycle, like, it significantly keeps your machine from beating itself up. So I was like,
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
this
I've
should
been my
just be
machine up
on.
for a year. It should just be on by default. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. It's
I mean,
like
I
I
was
don't see why
surfacing
you wouldn't.
today. I was surfacing in aluminium filled resin.
I saw that. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, dude, it looks amazing. But yeah, making molds. I got to
Yeah.
make two more tomorrow morning, but those should be relatively quick. I'm going to program them after the podcast. Materials somewhat prepped. That's just resin with like a something filler.
Hmm.
But yeah, making so the guys injection mold these parts, and they need to cast a silicon O-ring effectively into the pot. So these two molds go together, and then the guy's got to still drill the injecting hole. Then he injects the resin from both sides, or the silicon from both sides, and it like goes around and
Hmm.
stuff. So yeah, those are need to be done tomorrow morning by like 9. He's coming to fetch them. So early morning in the shop tomorrow, I made the other little dingle, which took 45 minutes to machine those little aluminium dingles because I'm
Mhm.
surfacing with the. I don't have a bullnose end mill, small one, so I had to surface with a 3 millimeter flat end mill on those tapers. So it's
Mm.
like a 50 micron step down. So it's
Yeah.
going at like 1.2 meters a minute. So it's zooming around, but it still like takes a while.
On those, there's like one section that's kind of like wiggle wiggle, like it looks like a little kind of bumpy
Yes,
caterpillar. Did
yes.
you surface all that? It looks pretty. It looks really nice.
Dude, 1 millimeter ball nose worth, I think that was a 0.15 step over.
Oh yeah, it looked
It
really good. I was
took
like, I wonder if you used
a good
like
hour to surface with that 1 mil ball nose. The other side, I could get away with a 4 mil ball nose, so I did,
yeah,
and that only took like 30 minutes. But yeah, I just let the fucking machine run and do other shit.
yeah. It looked. I was like, that almost looks like a form tool. Like that was just really clean. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
stuff
surface. That was
machines
a lot of cycle.
beautifully. Like it
Yeah, look.
really. I mean, I spent longer today making a vacuum chuck than I did making the parts. The vacuum chuck took me
Hmm.
2.5 hours to make today, but I needed it
Nice.
for this job. So, and the
Cool.
op one was done already like a month ago. For anyone wondering what the explosions are, we don't live in a war zone. We live in a country where Indian people live, and it's Diwali. So they are burning. They're effectively blowing money up in the sky because it's
Hmm.
Festival of the Lights or some cuck. Thank goodness my dogs are not panicky anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, I've been making parts for Dick. His name is Richard, and he
Ooh.
will be referred to hereforth as Dick because he's a fucking dick. Um, yeah, parts that when I saw the drawing initially, I said no, and then the guy got dropped anyway. So my customer's name's not Dick. His customer's name's Dick, and his customer's going to get an invoice for my time because I can't. I feel bad invoicing my customer. He's like, no, just invoice me. I'm like, dude, we're 2 days in on just the lathe work. Do you really want me to invoice you? Or do you want me to invoice Dick? And then when he doesn't pay, just send debt collectors after him for shits and giggles. Like, if I don't get the money, I don't get the money. I just want to fuck him around. He's actually been, that company has been added to the blacklist for JSpec Engineering and for CDE, just Cole's company. If it is work for that company, doesn't matter where it comes from, if we see a drawing with that name on it, the work is rejected because they don't have a quality department, they have a fault finding department because their
Right.
T's and
Right.
C's are such that you're on 30 days. If they find a fault with one of your parts, you get pushed to 90 days. So they will find a fault with every single part you deliver to them, just so they can push you to 90 days. And I'm not interested in their bullshit. So anyway, I'm busy making these things. Bertha did a freaking bang up job. Like, super impressed. All the parts are like within 10, 15 microns on diameters.
Nice.
Like, super impressed with how well Bertha was holding tolerance. And then I needed to face groove. So I used my old face grooving tool, which is a 6.8 millimeter drill bit that I turned into a D bit and proceeded to
Okay.
face groove out a whole lot of aluminium from 42 diameter out to like 115 like a stupid
Ooh.
amount, or like 20 mils deep. Face groove in comma 1 step downs, back and forth.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it worked beautifully. Like, it actually worked really, really well. And then come in with a lefty boring bar or the normal boring bar, so I could do an undercut as well. But yeah, those parts
Hmm.
took me the better part of 2 days to run them all through Bertha because they came in as square. So they had to first be put in the 4-jaw and made round in op one,
Mm.
and then held in soft jaws, which I had to make because I needed aluminium soft jaws so I wouldn't mar the parts. Made aluminium soft jaws, bored them to hold the parts, did all of the one, then bored another section, did all of the other ones. So yeah, those are now waiting to go in the mill, but I also don't really feel like machining them because it's for Dick and he can choke on one. So yeah, I've got to put an anchor point back on the jang plate, put a pallet into that, spin the pallet and machine it so that I can get the center point, then take that off, put it into one of my other anchor points, probe that round boss, and then machine the fixture so that when it goes back in the anchor point on the fourth, it runs concentric without me having
Right.
to worry about any of that. So I've got some round pallets that are going to get violated for this job, another set of them. Um, and then it's just a case of running through all the setups. They're all programmed. It's just I don't want to. I'd rather do more
Yeah.
exciting things like, I don't know, fucking sleep. Like, I'm really
Fair.
just not list to do this. They want three sets of parts. And I'm like, dudes, that gives me one setup part on the impeller. And that I feel like is not enough setup part because
Yeah, yeah.
we're doing it very jankily. So it really, you need more than one setup part. But that's all I have. That's all I have. And I will make it work. And then they can go die and I don't have to listen to them again. Yeah, not interested in this shit.
Oh, yeah,
So,
fair.
what have you been doing on Home Assistant?
Uh, so for the longest time, like I have Home
Actually, hang
Assistant
on,
running on a
wait,
Ras.
one sec, one sec. We're going to shout out our Patreons before I forget, before we get too late on
Ooh,
the
good idea.
podcast. Yes. So the Patreons on the podcast make the wheels on the podcast go round and round. Special thanks to all of our top tier Patreons: Jade from Benchmark 20, Luke from Fantastic, AJ from Subtract Manufacturing and 18 other companies, EJ from Nocturnal Welding, Jason S, and the Aussie Machinist. Yeah, thank you to all of our Patreons. You're going to make it so that we don't sleep on the street at IMTS. Um, and yeah, make the wheels on the podcast go round and round. And yeah, lots of fun. Speaking of AJ from Subtract and 18 other companies, their podcast that's coming out this week, Taps and Patience, Harrison started listening to the podcast and is very excited to hear us giving AJ shit about all the companies that he is part of. So yeah, it was quite entertaining to listen to that today. But yeah, cool to hear that Harrison is also listening to the podcast.
Oh yeah.
But
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
patrons also get access to the after show where Curt and I discuss other things, and I normally get shouted at by my wife when she edits the podcast because of things I say on the after show. Because turns out the first 30 seconds are free as a preview for the after show, so I need to wait till 30 seconds before I get totally unhinged. But yeah, anyway, thank you, Patreons, and yeah, back to the show. So, Curt on Home
Back to the
Assistant.
show. So, for the longest time, I've been running a Home Assistant on a Raspberry Pi. I think I'm going to upgrade it because I want to do a lot of AI, like camera recognition stuff right now. And I tried to throw that on the Pi just for funsies because I
I'm
have two cameras.
assuming you're the Curt that Sanders was talking about.
Yeah, I was talking with him a
Okay.
little bit, and then it kind of motivated me. I'm like, I should tweak this a little more because I have cameras set up and everything's working, and I'm like, good enough. And I left it be, and now I'm like, I want to piss around with this more. Like,
So,
I want.
what power are you running on?
I think it's a Pi 4. Pi 4. Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's a problem. Par 5, you can get the NVMe hats or the M.2 hats,
Yeah.
and then you can. My neighbor's running one of the AI accelerators.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna
On
buy one of the Coral accelerators. Like
yeah,
that's a Google
on the
one.
Coral.
Works really good with Frigate. But I was like, if I'm gonna buy, like, I'm gonna move this, like, because I don't want to be writing to an SD card. It's just gonna it's eventually gonna
Oh
crap out.
no,
I'm like, I'm
dude!
just
I haven't written to an SD card in probably a year and a half. Well, since I
sure
installed it, I
yeah,
put
you
an
could put an
external
SSD in there.
SSD.
But like by that time, buy a PC. Like if you're buying a Pi 5 and you're buying an SSD and then you're buying an NVMe hat, and then you're buying the actual Coral
Yeah,
accelerator, like just buy a PC and then buy a M.2 Coral Accelerator, plug it all in,
So,
done. Like,
so the
so,
reason to not run a PC is power draw
dude, it's like 13 watts. It's fuck
for a
all.
PC.
Yeah, for an S13, like a mini BS13,
Okay,
they draw no
okay,
power. Like those mini
fair
Ps.
enough.
The
Okay,
same thing. I was just like, I don't
that's
care
why
about
I
power.
didn't
I'm
go
drawing
PC routes
thousands of watts.
because
Yeah.
PC routes, the thing's on all the time. I was going to use just an old like Dell um, refurb unit, but there it's
Yeah.
a good couple hundred watts all the time. Whereas the Pi is what 20 watts. I should probably take a piece of paper off of the cooling fan on my home assistants.
Literally, if I play Cyberpunk on my desktop PC here for like an hour, I'm gonna blow through whatever wattage anything is gonna
Yeah,
use for a month. Like this thing will draw like
fair.
a kilowatt, right? Like it's anyways.
Yeah,
So I think I'm gonna move to a mini PC because it gives me option to like just do all kinds of more different stuff. So I got the cameras working. I had them on a few different apps and one in Frigate. I pulled them all into Frigate, even USB ones, which is a pain in the ass, but now they're all in Frigate, which means you can do like nice object detection. Like I can make sure it's because I have one that watches my step, and I want it to be like,
yes.
oh, when you see a package, just let me know there's a package there. And like when you see a person come onto my property, let me know it's a person. And like if you see
Yeah,
a dog, don't worry about it.
I've got that set up for my front yard, person detection in the on my front facing camera. That it'll notify if there's a button on my home system that'll then notify me that
Yeah,
motion or person detected in driveway, which gets
yeah,
very
exactly.
frustrating when it just won't shut up. But yeah, it's on a toggle, so I can turn it on and off. But also the Frigate integration is a bit better than the other integration I have because the Frigate I can move my panning camera
Yeah.
from Frigate while seeing a live view, whereas the live view on my dashboard doesn't let me do that.
Well, and the nice thing about like Frigate is most of those like motion detection cameras, they just detect motion in the screen, they start recording. Whereas like Frigate detects motion, then it ramps up the frames per second, and then it
Yes.
analyzes it and be like, oh, it's a tree moving, and it doesn't worry about it. Or it's like, oh, that's a person with a crowbar. Like I'm gonna worry about that. And like, and you can do
No,
cool stuff like detect umbrellas, detect
so
like weird things you wouldn't think about.
my neighbor was accidentally logging every car that drove past.
Oh yeah, yeah, fair.
Because
Yeah,
it would detect a
I did
car.
that.
He was looking in his driver. It was detecting every car, and we had a log of every car. There was a break-in down the road. Like, oh no, they came past 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, and you can
Uh,
like do license plate detection. Like you do all
yeah.
kinds of really cool shit with
No,
it.
it's really impressive what you can do. Speaking of home assistants, I want to build a thing. So
Okay.
it's a little rectangular light, probably
Yeah.
that you need to feed 24 volts, and you need to feed one other signal, and then all of a sudden you've got machine uptime calculation. If it's
Oh
on,
yeah,
the
yeah,
machine is on because it has
yeah.
24 volts now. And if the input is on, it means your green light is on.
Hmm.
So I think I might be sending away for some PCBs to just make
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like,
a smart. It's effectively just a smart what are the pole lights. Fucking can't remember what they're called now. Shit.
oh yeah, like
What?
status light or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
Status
yeah.
lights. Oh, there's another name that's eluding me now. Anyway,
Tower
I need
light
one.
or yeah,
Yeah, tower lights. So I need one for the good way, and I would like to log uptime on all my machines. So MCO
yeah,
and Goodway. The LK does it already. So yeah, I was thinking of just spinning up a custom board with a little ESP on it, and because ESP Home is just full of magic,
oh, that's my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite.
dude.
Yeah.
Like I walk into the workshop, it's enable Iron Man mode, and all the lights turn on. It's freaking great. Like,
On like, there's so many like there's human presence detection. Like there is
oh
things
yeah.
that people don't even understand are available in like home automation nowadays. Where it's like
So
you can come home, it can analyze your face, and then it can be like, oh, that was you. I won't record the video of you driving into your driveway because that was you. And like, that's so many cool
So my
things.
my neighbor's got a ESP in his gate motor, and he's got one of the human detecting ones, the 1 millimeter wave boards that literally tells you how many people are standing in your driveway. It
Yeah,
logs what the state of the gate is because the gate controller flashes the LED depending on what it's doing. He can then control his gate from Home Assistant, which is funny as hell. So I'll watch him take his phone out, try open the gate, and then I've got a button for his gate. So I'll just open his gate before he can get to it on his phone. It's quite entertaining. And then he's also got like holiday mode lockout and stuff where you close a relay and then nothing on that gate works until you open that relay again. The idea behind that
yeah,
is you open the thing, you bridge that, you close it, and you leave, and no one can operate your gate remotely.
yeah.
I don't want
Well,
my
that's
gate on the internet, so I haven't done that.
Oh, and
But
that's the whole reason I went to Home Assistant is because like I don't want all this shit. Like I want it local. Like there's no
yes,
reason all my stuff has to go to a cloud service, and
yeah,
that's the
and
main
then
reason
back
I
down.
jumped to Home Assistant, and the fact that I can use any device that works with it, and it's like okay, now I've just like I don't have to subscribe to your stupid $10 a month service to turn my lights on. Like I can just yeah.
Actually,
So
speaking of that, I
that's
need to go and fix the pool smart breaker because it
mm,
disconnected from Home Assistant. I need to just poke it with a big stick until it works. Because then I have it set up that when it gets switched on from the Home Assistant app, it runs for 15 minutes and turns off. That way, I don't
mm.
run it. I don't pump. The automation is called pumping water in a circle for no reason. Because that is my opinion of swimming pools. I don't think we've swum. I think if I've swum twice this year so far, it's a lot. Like I will get
Yeah.
in that
No.
swimming pool like all of 4 times a year. I reckon we put fish, and then we can at
I
least
was,
not have to go
I
anywhere
was
to catch
gonna
fish.
say Jamie's fish
Dude,
pond. Yeah.
the day my mother-in-law falls over, I fucking throw fish in there. Celebratory fucking go to the dam, scoop a bunch of fish, and put them in the pool. It's a fish pond from that day on.
Oh, and I
Yeah,
will say that because a ton of people, I have a few of those like Wise cameras. There
yes.
is a site called thingino.com. I'll link it in the show notes. And they have firmware that you can put on those cameras that just like completely unlocks them and you can use them at Home Assistant because,
Oh,
yeah, they're a
nice.
cheap camera and they don't
Yeah,
work with Home Assistant. But yeah, the firmware is like loaded onto an SD card, put SD card in camera, turn it on, and it reflashes everything.
sorts
It's
it out. Okay.
fantastic. Yeah. So,
Speaking of computer things, I need to buy an NVMe SSD.
ooh, what you building?
I am taking the one that is in my work PC out and putting a new one in, and I'm going to switch to Linux. And if it's a fuck up with Fusion, I can revert back instantly. But I've had
Mm,
enough of Windows.
yeah. Yeah. I'm
I've
with
had
you.
enough. I figured, fuck it, it's like literally $25 for another SSD. I'll just order one, switch to a Linux distro. If I'm happy, I run it. If I'm not, I revert back to Windows spamware.
Let me know how that goes because I've
Yeah,
seriously been thinking of just running a virtual machine for Fusion and just
yeah,
yeah,
that is my thing because right now, like Windows 11 is just it's intolerable.
yeah,
The constant
yeah. It's
pop-ups for like, oh, use OneDrive. Fuck you and your OneDrive. Like they're now moving your shit off your computer onto OneDrive for you. It's like no, just go away. What's interesting is the uptick of Windows 7 users now. Now that Windows 10
yeah,
support is ended, it's freaking great. Everyone's like, nope, we're going back to the good one. Like if we're not going
yeah.
to get security updates, then screw you. We'll go to the good one.
I don't care. It's like that's why I bought. I'm like, if I buy Windows, maybe it'll be less spam wary. But
Nope.
it's like Xbox Pass. I'm like, I don't have an Xbox, nor do I care. Like, I can go in and alter all these things so they never bug
No.
me again. But it's like, why? Like,
Yeah.
why do I have to do this on
I
paid
will
software?
literally
Like,
go to Mint or Ubuntu or one of those that are more like user friendly Linuxes for day to day. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
seriously considering just doing it, just buying another SSD. If it doesn't work, put the SSD on my Home Assistant. Like if I don't
Well, and the
like it.
fact that Steam works on Linux now and like works better, it's like okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like games,
Well, this
Linux,
PC we're on right now is a 8th gen R5 and can't upgrade to Windows 11. And the problem
yeah,
comes
yeah,
in
yeah,
when I need to use Fusion on this computer. It's either cool, I'm going to VM into my machine in the workshop, which now needs to always be on if I want to VM into it. It's like, this
yeah,
is not really fucking cool. Like, I don't want to replace this hardware. This hardware is perfectly adequate. This was
yeah.
literally my gaming PC until I stopped playing games. God, yeah. The fact, yeah, Microsoft annoy me to no end. So I might, well, I'm probably going to do the Linux thing and then swear at Linux for a bit. But I think it might. There is actually, someone sent it to me. Shit. I think it's actually open on my phone. Running Fusion on Linux. There's a uh, there's a workaround
Mm.
for it, and I'm kind of
I have to
tempted.
look into this. I
The only
would
issue I
pay
have
like
is I can't remember my Google password, so that's the only
mm,
challenge.
I wish. I mean, Fusion will probably never port over to Linux. There's
No,
just not enough users. But like, I would pay twice the subscription if it just worked on Linux. Like, I don't care. That's the only thing keeping me tied to Windows is Fusion. So
yeah,
yeah,
Windows is just it's getting worse and worse every freaking week. I'm
I'm
assuming
curious to
my
see how
PC
you're.
downstairs can't upgrade to Windows 11 either, because that's a freaking refurb from like 5 years ago. So it's yeah, it's probably like a second gen i3 or something.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes. I'm curious. You could be my
Yeah,
canary in a coal mine.
yeah, that's fine. I'll go down a coal mine. Um, how did your printer upgrades go? Remember a few months ago we were discussing you bought a new extruder, and then today I was
Yep.
thinking about it. Like, we haven't spoken about that much since then. I assume it still
Oh
works,
yeah.
and it's working, so
Yeah.
you don't care about it anymore.
It works well enough that I just don't care. Like it's off my radar again because like if I want to print
Nice.
a thing, I put it on and it prints it and it comes out. I mean, it's no bamboo. It's not fast, but it's dependable. So I know if I
Well,
put it on
that's
and go to
yeah,
sleep, it's going to be there in the morning. So.
the beefcake. It's printing. Well, just finished printing those TPU dinguses, and then there was
Mhm.
something else I had. Oh yeah, I needed to model these seals or figure out what I'm doing with this. But yeah, it works. It works well
Yeah.
enough that I don't worry too much. Like there was something I needed
Yeah.
to print out a PTG, and I can't remember what it was. Can't be that important.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Eventually, I'll probably get a printer, but I just it
yeah,
does what I need to do right now. So just like
that's the
and
thing.
like
Like,
as long as a print takes less than like a night, I don't
yeah,
really care if it's done in an hour. I mean, yeah, it would be cool to be done in 20 minutes for some things, but for most of my stuff, I'm like, I
yeah.
can wait
If you
an
can put
evening
it on
for it. I
there and
don't care.
reliably print it, who cares how long it takes, as long as it
That's
reliably
almost
prints.
that's kind of how I think. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can hit go and then go to bed and wake up and I know it's probably going to be good. Like 99% chance it's going to be fine. So
yeah. You're not
it's
a production printing shop.
totally, no, totally,
Uh,
exactly.
I am. I'm resin printing shit again, but not the point. I had to
Well, and
change
honestly,
resins, which I was annoyed
if I
about.
have a part that's like if I have a part that matters, I'll just put it on my resin because
Yeah,
it's so much nicer to have like dead accurate parts.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
switched now to running Creality's just standard resin because it's all I can get
Hmm.
locally. Because the ship got turned around with any cubic resin or some bullshit like that. So yeah, I had to change resin brands, and now I've got to print another bunch of stuff. I think I've got to print 7 more parts. I need to slice them, except the slicer is on the computer in the workshop, and I'm not going there this evening, so the guy can wait. He
Nice,
phoned
nice,
me and
nice,
says, "Yeah,
nice.
what's happening with this order?" I'm like, "What order, bro? You haven't paid a deposit. I haven't got anything in writing. I have printed 12 things for him, but like, sorry, I'm out of pocket already. He's sitting at like $150. Um, how's some deposit there, bro? If you want your shit urgently." Like you just saying,
Yeah,
"Oh, go ahead," that means fuck all. So I need to send him my terms and conditions. I
yep.
do tend to
Good
be a
idea.
little too YOLO every now and again,
Yeah.
which
Well,
can be problematic. So, what are you
sweet.
pondering about Swiss machines?
So Sile keeps bugging me now that I've thrown the little bit of like chum in the water, being like, yeah, I'm interested in
Yeah,
a Swiss. They're just my distributors all over me. Because obviously he wants to bring one in. So like every week he's like, I could do better on the price. I could do better on the price
let
if
him
you order
keep
now,
doing
because
better till he gets to $0.
that's kind of what I like. He's already dropped significantly. So I'm like, okay, well, A, that's kind of not confidence inspiring. I don't like when a company keeps being like, we could do better, we could do better, we could do just give me the best price. Like I'm not gonna anyways.
Yeah, I think they kind
So
of desperately want to have you test it for them.
yeah, it's gonna be the first in Canada. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do that. So he knows I don't want to be the first. So now he's
Yeah,
like, well, like, could you? So anyways, they've reduced the price and they offer it with a Syntec control as well. But after this rambling of this podcast, I
yeah.
don't think I'll ever go to another control that doesn't have a scope, especially on like a Swiss where something I'd be like, want to, watch like
Well, yeah.
whatever.
You want to see what it's, especially if you're having bar feed issues, you want to be able to see what's going on.
Totally. Right. So
Because
anyways,
I would
I
assume
gotta
that,
bug them about.
yeah, that would be interesting that the bar feeder follows. I'm assuming it would need to have a Siemens motor, or would it be just sending
Yeah.
a, "Hey, go here, friend"? Like, I would be very curious to know how that integration works.
Well, I don't even know if they have a bar feeder like in the works or anything yet. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
And I don't know what it can accommodate in its like tube, like its headstock by itself. Because
yeah,
obviously for the first start, I'm just gonna like I'll hand feed because like
yeah.
poor. So like and then I can always
Well,
buy a
not
feed.
with
But
the
I
way
also
their
don't
price is going.
well yeah. I also don't want to like hose myself and get a feed
Yeah,
that's not gonna work well and yeah,
sure.
a billion things. So
Yeah, no,
we'll see.
no. That's
Um
okay. You're just pondering the Swiss maneuvers.
Yeah, and like I gotta, yeah, I don't know. It's I need a lathe, and the price is going down to the point where it's like, well, nothing. Like now, it's getting scary. Like now, it's getting cheap. Like like in my X5 category of cheap.
Oh,
Like,
jeez. Okay.
so I was like, I was getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So like, anyway,
Yeah.
it's not my silver bullet. It's not my silver bullet, but
No, it's
it's
not.
the next
And
logical step.
it's the next logical step, but it's also potentially a challenge like the X5 was.
Oh yeah,
That's the
hells yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah. There's a difference between spending $250,000 on a brand new like Citizen and a bar feeder, or $70,000 on a Style. Like you're sacrificing $130,000 in QC
Service.
support, service, sanity. Like yeah, don't be disillusionable about that. Is
Yeah,
that a
no, the
word? Oh,
sanity
whatever.
part is kind of important.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, that covers that. I'll keep everyone updated how that progresses. Maybe they'll get down to a point where it'll just be free. If they just keep ignoring
Yeah,
them.
keep ignoring them, and you'll become an influencer for them.
Ooh, an
Or what's it? It's
influencer. Yeah.
a brand partner.
Ah, yes. Boom. That's all. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
will
there we
be.
go.
I'll start. Yeah, I'll start slinging it. Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Yeah, I was watching one
Anyway,
of their videos this week, and I'm like, oh my, yeah, it was interesting. It was 5 misconceptions or lies that shop owners believe, or something to that effect. But yeah, it's the 4 of them standing there going boom, boom. I'm like, guys, this is fucking cringy. Not as bad
I
as
just
Mr. McGee on the fucking talking about the throne on the X7, but yeah,
I just watch Donnie's videos and just don't
yeah, his
don't
stuff's
I just
amazing.
ignore the other guy. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, his stuff is fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, no, no, dude, his
I
stuff's
was
like proper good.
I was kind of jealous of those little tech decks
Skateboards,
he was
yeah.
making. Yeah, I was like, oh, I kind of want to go across Canada to that show just to be like, hey,
Can I
can
have
I
one?
have one?
Well, actually, we went. When was it? It was Saturday evening. So we had my nephew's birthday, and then the owner of the pizza place up the road, phoned me to ask about my flat. So we went. I'm like, no, we'll come past for a drink. So we went past there for a drink on the way home. Sat down there, and then a dude and his son pitched up, and the son's got a tech deck. I was busy doing the tech deck
Sick.
things on the menu. I'm like, it's so cool. Haven't seen those in
Nature's
years.
healing. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but yeah, we
Yeah.
ended up sitting and talking shit with the owner of the restaurant. It's a bit of a
Nice.
problem
Nice.
that their food's good. Like this week, I had a free half kg of prawns and then a free pizza because
Oh.
we keep winning the quiz nights on a Wednesday. Like
Prawns.
it's kind of become not funny at this point. Like we win every freaking week. So yeah, free food. Well, not free food. I pay
Nice.
entry fee, but at least the food lately has been, or the price has been more than the entry fee.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a
Uh,
lot of fun doing the quiz night. My crazy wife
Sick.
really enjoys quiz night, so we will
Yeah, you guys
indulge.
both seem pretty type A, so
I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to take it
just
as a
like
compliment.
yeah, it is in your sense. It is. Yeah, you're seem very extroverted. Yeah, very extroverted. Yeah.
No, I don't like people.
No.
When I'm around people, I will be extroverted, but although I prefer not to be around people, like full stop.
Yeah, I just get sweaty and nervous and hide.
Danica was, yeah, well, yeah.
So.
Yeah, Danica's very, very extroverted. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
gaming Matron is out of stock.
Oh no.
Email me when it's back
Those
in
keep
stock.
those keep getting cheaper too. By the way,
Well, that's what I was
the new
just
versions
checking.
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
they
checking, but they're
keep
out of
going
stock
down.
currently. Because I've got to sit in a car for 12 hours in December and then 12 hours
Oh.
back. So I figured that would be a good excuse to buy one of those so that life
Perfectly.
doesn't suck. Because if I'm not looking out the window, I can't see what Danica's about to drive us into.
Yeah.
Because she's going to get
Can
distracted and then I'm going to be terrified.
replay some Vice City. That's currently what I'm replaying.
Dude. GTA 3 is my go to replay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's that or Portal. Like, there's a bunch of games I want to play, but
Oh.
also, yeah, we'll see. There's a little bit
Yep.
of spare money after Bertha leaves, so I might just pick up one of those things. I'm trying to be a
I told
responsible
you.
adult.
Just sleep on the street for IMTS and use that money to buy yourself a gaming thing.
The wife literally will not let me.
Ah, right, wife.
because
Yes.
she
Yeah,
doesn't
she
want to
probably
sleep
loves
on the
sleeping in the
street
street.
for IMTS.
Yeah,
Because my
yeah. Yeah,
dickhead brother
fair.
has now gone and put his wedding the weekend after IMTS.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah, what
so
a
we're
jerk.
rushing back after IMTS for my brother's wedding, which is
Tell him to have
totally
it in
fine.
America.
My brother's words were, if he never ever has to sit on a long flight again, it will be too soon. If he
Yeah,
never
it's a
has
haul.
to
Fair enough.
international travel, like he goes to China once a year with his boss, and him and Pam went to South America on holiday, and he's like, nope, fuck that noise, not interested. He was overseas when the gold price took a dip, and he had, or the silver
Mm,
price, or the dollar, no, the dollar took a dip while he was overseas, and he had a bunch of money in dollars. He's like, oh shit, now he can't move it out of his accounts because he's in a foreign country, so he
mm.
can't do the verifications and whatnot. So yeah, he was stressing.
Aw,
So he came
yeah.
back and he bought a bunch of silver like a little goblin and put it in his safe. Like his father-in-law was
Oh boy.
making fun of him for being a little goblin and hoarding silver. Okay,
Cool. Well, should we
what
do
have
the
you been
Google
googling?
boxes?
Yeah, let's do Google Boxes. That's how I got onto the gaming thing.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay, I wrote mine down so I wouldn't
oh
forget.
wait, there we go. Before we get to Google Boxes, uh,
Mhm.
Autodesk Fusion 360 for Linux. It's a GitHub article by Crinkfly. Let me see.
Mm.
Copy link. I'm going to send this to. There will be a link in the doobly doo for this, because it's very very interesting. So yeah, Roger sent that
Draw.
to me. I don't know if Roger's listening to podcasts these days or not. For the podcast, Danica hasn't got WhatsApp open on his computer because I rebooted. Let's go see who she's chatting to quickly. Dun dun dun. Copy. Copy link. Yeah, I've been called an adulterer this whole week because I watched Gen V without her.
Ah.
Yes. For Linux. There we
Ooh,
go.
sick. Okay. Yay, links.
There we go. I've misspelled Fusion,
Cry
but
and
don't really
fly.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that got sent through to me by Uncle Roger, and I haven't actually looked into it properly, but I will
Uncle
give it a
Roger.
reuse.
Nice.
Yeah, I missed
Oh
Uncle Roger.
yeah.
His name's Roger, so whenever he plays, I'm like, Uncle Roger. Um,
Nice.
I actually haven't spoken to him
Sweet.
for a little while, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give this a try. Um, Running that, and then I was looking at Midway Tools to tool up the new lathe, looking for Nook pinouts for that encoder with no luck, looking at SSDs, looking up Argus stuff locally, trying to buy Argus bearings, which are not what are going to fit in here. I actually have some of the Argus filaments, and I'm very tempted to use it. It just needs to be
Yeah.
basically baked in the freaking oven because it's hydroscopic as hell.
Mm.
And then I'm looking at direct cable, which is a place you can order cable online, which I need to actually do because I need a bunch of 5 core shielded cable for my home switches or home slash
Cool, cool,
limit
cool.
switches because the machine has limit switches, so I may as well use them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
probably better than
free
what you'll get
free
anyways. So
switches.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
Totally free. Yeah.
the limit switches will be tied in parallel with the alarm signal from the servo drives. So if a servo drive
Okay,
faults,
yeah, yeah.
it trips the alarm signal or the limit signal. That's how I normally do it. But yeah, that's all that's in my Google box. That's interesting.
Sweet. Well, mine is full of that
Yes.
that Home Assistant stuff, B-Link Mini PC, the one I'm looking to switch to, the Mist Collector stuff. Oh, one thing I should say. So I was gonna save this for a while. There's a dude on Instagram, Evans Street Knives. I'll link in the show notes too. But Evans Street Knives. He was he we did I did a like a Reddit AMA, and then I randomly picked somebody and sent them a pen just for adding a question, and it was him. I sent him a pen, and then like a couple months ago, he's like, "Hey, dude," he's like, "I had some like pocket knives made. Like he designed them and had another company make them. He's like, I love to send you one just as like a thank you." I was like, "That is super cool." So he sent it to me, and then Canada deemed that it was whatever prohibited item, and I couldn't import it. And then I had the option to send it back, but like there's no paperwork on how to do that. And like, yeah, I've just been hitting dead ends trying to. So anyway, I finally just contacted him. I'm like, dude, I'm like, what's this thing worth? Like, it's eating up hours of my time. And he's like, don't stress, man. Like, it's not a big deal. And I offered to cover his costs. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. Not a problem. He's like, good. We'll just let it be destroyed. He's like, I've already, So anyways, I just want to say thank you for trying to send me a knife. I'm sorry that Canada stomped all over it, but yeah, he makes knives. He's in Australia. He's got a cool Instagram, so yeah, anyways, you can go check him out.
Okay, nice.
So I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I kind of bummed that I didn't get his pocket knife because he's sending me one with like stabilized wood handles and like,
Ooh,
it was,
nice.
yeah, it's pretty. It was a cool looking knife, and I was kind of bummed it didn't make it. I mean, technically it made it here. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's just in some customs guy's
some
pocket
custom
right
guy
now,
took it home.
but
Yeah,
100%, they're not destroying that shit. No, they're definitely like, oh, cool, mine. It's like, okay, whatever.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, Canada has weird knife laws, but is what it
I know
is.
the
So
UK's got really weird knife laws,
yeah, well, like
no
if you would
locking
have
blades.
separated it, like if you would have shipped the handle and then the blade separately, like it would have came
Yeah,
in, but they called it like a centrifugal knife, which it isn't. But as soon as they mark it as that, it's
yeah, that's it.
prohibited. So it's
You're
like,
done. Yeah,
yeah, so I was like, ah,
no
damn it.
point in arguing the point.
Yeah, so that, and then I've also been looking at two things that are my freaking kryptonite. Stargazing binoculars by a company called Analog Sky. I've been following them forever. Before COVID hit, they were gonna. Anyways, they launched this Kickstarter, and I really was tempted to buy their Kickstarter, but it's like a $10,000 binocular telescope, so
Oh
that
wow.
one's gonna stay on my wish list for a little bit. It's
Yeah,
like 8-inch diameter dual like eyepiece telescope. Like I
oh
have a
wow.
telescope, but having it in binocular would be, oh, sick. Um, anyways, so yeah, go check that out if you're into telescopes. It's just I kind of want to make my own. That's besides the point. And then print and see, just because I
Oh
want to make another big router, which is it looks like a really cool application for a route. Like it's printed parts, but they're printed to like fuse. Like it's all ball screws, linear rails, steel. It looks cool. I kind of want to make one
just
just for
make
the
the
fact
parts
of
out of
making one.
aluminium.
Sorry, what?
Just make the parts out
Oh
of
yeah,
aluminium.
like I will. Oh, I will make all the printed parts out of aluminum, of course. Like that's why I have them. That's why I have a machine to do that. But like, do I need a router? No. Do I want one? Yes. Do I
Most
have the space for
definitely.
one? Yes. So yeah, it can be in
Where?
my. I go in my dirty room downstairs. It's just
Fair
begging
enough.
for a nice like 4x4 router. I miss having like I used my day job. I used to have like a
Yeah.
5x10 and a 5x20 foot router, and I still can go there and use it whenever I want. But it's just like it's across town, and it's like I want my own again. So anyway, yeah, spending way too much time on those Discord or on those like whatever you call those thing. Yeah,
The
Discord. So
forum,
anyway,
yeah, the
yeah,
discords. Yeah. Speaking of discords, the Taps and Patience Discord is a hell of a lot of fun. I know you're a member of their Patreon, which means you get access to their Discord. And like there's
yeah.
hangouts there we do a hangout every Friday night, Jacob and I, and then everyone tags along. And yeah, just talk shit and convince EJ to buy things he doesn't necessarily need. Hello, EJ, because I know he listens. But yeah, I don't know if you saw the parts he made this week. He put a video out on YouTube of them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I helped him dial in the undercutter a few weeks back. So yeah, no, those things came out
Cool,
beautifully. And then yeah, obviously he took pictures of it on an anchor point because he could.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
that's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
cool. Nice work.
let
Yeah.
me scroll here and then okay, cool. So where can people find you and your things?
You can find me and my things at confoundedmachine.com. And yeah. I'm going to do a big drop, I think, right before Halloween here. So if you're on the lottery, I think a lot of lottery passwords will be going out. And then I'm going to keep doing these till Christmas because this is like kind of my busy time. I'm just going to try to swamp
Yeah.
with as many freaking pens as I possibly can. So yeah.
Okay.
How about you, Master Jamie?
Yeah, you can find me at jspec_engineering on Instagram or jspeceng.com for our website and online store. On the online store, you can find the Framelock utility knife. You can find the fancy shirts like Curt's busy showing off. I would show mine off, but I'm wearing a awesome shirt, awesome vest, which we'll talk about in the after show. Um, yeah, or you can find the anchor points. I got pull studs in today, so we have stock again of those. But yeah, anchor points are available at jspeceng.com. And yeah, I made a vacuum chuck for mine, which is freaking sweet. And yeah, having four of them on the table is really nice. I'm so glad I did that. Like, yeah, super, super convenient. But yeah, you can check out the anchor point. It is a pneumatically actuated 0 point system with very cheap pallets. Like that is the main selling feature is the cheap per pallets cost and the cheap pull studs because the pull studs are just BC30 pull studs. But anyway, what are you up to today, Curt?
Today, I'm going to put some bodies in this aisle and let it do all my fancy isogrip milling. And if it still works, I will rejoice because that just saves me a copious amount of time. And then I can just load
Otherwise,
pens
you've
and
got
it
to
can do
wait till
tool chain.
Saturday for the the Sabbath.
Otherwise, I gotta wait till Jesus goes to sleep or whatever happens on weekends, and then I can run again. So yeah, I mean, I buy the machine in? I think I got it about this time a year ago with the
Yeah,
intention on running this specific pen on it. So now it's finally looks like it's finally going to run reliably. So yeah, I'm kind of pleased with that. That took a lot of freaking time,
yeah,
but anyway.
it's taken a little while.
How about you?
But
What
yeah,
are you going to do besides sleep?
I'm going to quickly program a part for tomorrow morning. It's a lot smaller than the mold I did today, but that also means there's a lot more detailed crap in it. Um, so I'll program that quickly, I think, this evening. And I need to print something else, but I can't remember what it was that I needed to print. So, yeah, memory's failing me. But yeah, just going to take it easy. And then tomorrow morning, early morning, going to machine those molds finished quickly, that the guy can fetch them. And then I need to go buy the pressure pump to wash the good way down so that I can start having a reassembled good way. Also, if the sun decides
Nice.
to shine and the weatherman isn't being a total utter knob, I will be painting my user interface tomorrow. I think I might just hit the edges with the grinder just to break the sharp laser cut edges so that the
Mm.
paint won't chip off, because that's the only problem. You paint it and then you hit it with something and it chips. So I might just quickly round all the edges over. I was going to TIG weld the tray for the keyboard, but
Mm.
it's pretty rigid, so I'm just going to leave it. And I'll just throw a reasonably thick coat of paint on it, and it will look spiffy, and I can assemble it. Now, yeah, sounds
Cool.
like a plan. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please consider sharing it with someone else you think might enjoy it, or giving us a 5-star rating or review or whatever it is on your player of choice. And if you've seen our faces and what Curt's going on in the background, which I'm going to have to ask him about in the after show, um, then you can also just listen to the audio if you just want to hear our voices on Spotify. And if you've just been listening to the audio and you want to see what Kurt's doing in the background, then we're on YouTube and Zencaster if your name's AJ. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you next week.
Take care, all.